Worldwide Sports here. With the preseason in the books, we're going to take a look at all 32 teams in the NFL and see how they stack up going into the regular season. Today we're talking about the Green Bay Packers. Let's get into it. Taking a quick look back, the Packers are coming off a disappointing loss to the Falcons in the NFC Championship game, getting thumped 44 to 21. Now the Packers were decimated in the secondary, and this was a great point of emphasis going into the offseason. Let's take a look at some of the moves they made. They brought in former Packer Devon House, who spent the last two seasons in Jacksonville. House recorded 4 interceptions in his first year in Jacksonville, but he recorded 0 last year as he was beat out for the starting job by standout rookie Jalen Ramsey. They also used the first two picks in the draft to address the secondary. Let's take a look back at the draft for the Packers. In the draft, the Packers traded out of the first round with Cleveland. So with their first pick in the second round, 33rd overall, they drafted Washington cornerback Kevin King. King is a big corner listed at 6'3", dire in need of him to step in right away and to contribute. Second round pick, they selected Josh Jones, safety out of NC State. Now Jones looks to come in to be that kind of hybrid linebacker safety combination. He's big and physical and ran a 4.41 at the combine, faster than the first round pick, the corner Kevin King. General Manager Ted Thompson loves versatility with his defensive backs, and they got that in Jones. In the third round of the draft, they selected Montavious Adams, defensive tackle out of Auburn. Now, the big man showed remarkable athleticism at the combine. Listed at 6'3", 300 plus, he clocked a 4.87 40-yard dash at the combine. With their fourth round selection, they selected Vince Beagle, outside linebacker out of Wisconsin. With their other fourth round selection, they selected Jamal Williams, running back out of BYU. Williams is a bruiser, and with Eddie Lacy leaving in free agency and wide receiver turned running back Ty Montgomery, the only viable option left, he looks to be a nice complement in the backfield. In the fifth round, the Packers selected D'Angelo Yancey, wide receiver out of Purdue. With the other fifth round selection, they selected Aaron Jones, running back out of UTEP. Jones is a twitchy back, unlike Williams, who they drafted earlier. He should be a nice complement. In the sixth round, they selected Kofi Amici, tackle out of South Florida. In the seventh round, they selected Devontae Mays, another running back out of Utah. This is the third running back they selected in the draft, and they hope to hit on one. Wrapping up the draft for the Packers, they selected Alec Dupree, wide receiver out of LSU. The offseason, the Packers really addressed their defense, with the secondary being the primary focal point. The Packers' defense last year ranked 31st in the league in pass yards allowed and gave up a league-worst 8.1 yard per completion. But it's not as if the Packers' defense has no players. They have a solid safety tandem in Morgan Burnett and HaHa Clinton Dix. Dix had 5 interceptions last year, and Morgan Burnett added 2. Nick Perry in his contract year had a breakout season, recording 11 sacks. They'll need that production this year to pair Clay Matthews, who I believe will look to move him back to the outside with the departure of Julius Peppers. And up front, they still have the big man Mike Daniels, who's one of the best interior linemen in the league. On offense for the Packers, it's all about star quarterback Aaron Rodgers. Last year, Rodgers threw for over 4,400 yards and had 40 touchdowns with only 7 interceptions. Those numbers, mind you, best running back being a former receiver. The wide receiver core is still solid. They still have Jordy Nelson, who came back from an injury last year and had over 1,200 yards last year and 14 touchdowns. But the major addition I love for the Packers is getting Super Bowl winning tight end Martellus Bennett. They also had Devontae Adams, who had just under 1,000 yards and added 12 touchdowns. This Packers team is a championship contender every year that Aaron Rodgers stays healthy. And every year they don't compete for championships, the seat gets just a little bit hotter for Mike McCarthy, who I believe is a fine coach. I like the fact that Mike McCarthy is calling plays again. That's his best attribute to me. Him and Aaron Rodgers are always on the same playbook, it seems. Worldwide Sports, guys, we're getting out of here. Comment down below, subscribe to the channel, and let me know what you guys think is going to happen this year. Worldwide Sports, we out. This has been a worldwide sports production.